Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of DivByDiv. Today I'm gonna teach you how to create a form in HTML. Let's get started. Okay, cool. So I created a new project that I called HTML form, and here we are gonna create our index HTML as usual. HTML, and we can open this project with plain text. Okay, now we go to the index.html. We initialize the document and we are going to write HTML form. Now, the tag to represent an HTML form is going to be form. So we are going to create a form tag. And so what's the form? In reality, the form, as you know, in a paper, like is a form where there are like some fields that you need to fill, and in HTML is pretty much the same thing. So there is a wrapper that is the form, and there are like the contents that you have to fill up that are called inputs. The inputs are defined by the inputs tag, and they can be different types of input. In this example today we are gonna create a sign up form. So the fields that we're gonna insert are first name, last name, email, and password. Pretty simple. So let's create an input. Okay, so the input in this case is an input text, and we are gonna use it to insert the first name. So to do this, let's define the name of this input that is gonna be first name. Then we have to insert last name, so let's duplicate this and let's change the name to last name. Then we do email, and the type we can say email, and name is gonna be email. And then we are gonna create another one for the password, or type, that is gonna be type password, and we are gonna call it password. And then we're gonna do type submit. The type submit is gonna be a button that is gonna submit the actual form. So we need to give him a value that is gonna be sign up in this case, right? As you notice, there is an attribute called action inside the form. This is defining the place where we are going to send the data. In this case, we are not going to cover that part, but we can say that this form is going to send the data to another page that we are going to call signup.php, for example. Now, I didn't say anything until now about PHP, but don't worry, we're gonna cover it in future videos. For now, you just need to know that it's a server-side language, and it's gonna able to read the data that we are sending through the form. A very important thing to remember is that if the inputs don't have the name attribute, then these data are gonna be lost. So remember always to define names that are unique for each field. We can save, we can refresh this page. And now, as you see, we have this simple form with 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs, and the last is the sign up button. If you click on the sign up right now, it's gonna navigate to the signup.php, that is the URL that we defined in the action, and it's gonna pass the first name equal empty string, last name empty string, email empty string, and password empty string, because we didn't fill up the form yet. And also is gonna say that this page doesn't exist, showing up a 404. Another attribute that is useful in this case is the placeholder that can be used inside the input text and in the email and password, where we can just say first name, and then we can say placeholder last name, placeholder email, placeholder choose a password, and that's it. Let's save, refresh, and now we have this input box with the placeholder on them. The form has also other attributes that we can define as the method. As you noticed before, when we submit the form, we see that the input names and values are sent through the URL. This is because the default method that is the form is using to send the data is the method get. This is the less secure method that you can use, and I suggest you to use post when you are sending information to a form. But if we don't define the method, or we define it in this way, method equal get, then the data are gonna be sent in this way, passing through the URL. If instead you're using the method post, the data are gonna be sent in a more secure way. So now, for example, if I click sign up, you can see that the new URL is the one that we defined in the action, but we got a different kind of error code, and also the names of all the parameters that we have as an input are not passing through the URL anymore. So the user doesn't easily know which data are sent to the server. Okay, let's go back here to the form as before. And now the last attribute that I want to show you today about the form is the enctype attribute. For the enctype, you don't need to define it every time you create a form, because the default one is sending without problem the data as text. But sometimes you are going to send to the server not only text but also images. In this case, you need to set the enctype as multipart form data. Now you can have an input type file with the name file. We don't need a placeholder in this case. And now we can choose the file from our computer. Alright, that was it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up below. If you have questions, comment below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, feel free to subscribe. I'll see you next time, and happy coding. Ciao!